co-host and co-producer. Shout out to Jason, our technical director, Donna, our creative consultant. And tonight we're grateful, as always, to have Adam Hayes, our co-producer, co-host, and our video editor. And hopefully later in this broadcast, our wonderful co-host, Terrell, will also be dropping in. Tonight is a very special night. We have with us a guest who wears a lot of hats. She is the board president at DSAIA, Down Syndrome Affiliates in Action. She is also an associate at NDSC, the National Down Syndrome Congress for Policy and Advocacy. She's the executive director of the Down Syndrome Association of Delaware. But tonight, it's all about the ring, the boxing ring. Our guest is the co-founder of a nonprofit called Down to Box. So let's give Lauren Camp Gates a You Can Do It welcome to our show.
Yay.
Lauren, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's so good to see everybody.
So we are super excited to learn all about Down to Box. And I know you have a really wonderful video that you'd like to share with all of us. So I'm going to ask all of our wonderful Zoomers tonight, check out this awesome video of the work that Lauren does firsthand. So Lauren, turn it over to you. Lauren, that was amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us. We have so many questions, and I know all of our Zoomers always have just the most incredibly thoughtful questions. But I'm going to take this time now to turn over the Zoom square to my wonderful co-host, Adam, who has some questions for you about Down to Box.
Sounds good.
All right, take it away, Adam.
Hey, Lauren. Nice to meet you. I was wondering, well, first off, I wanted to say many years ago, I met the great Muhammad Ali at the 2003 Special Olympics World Summer Games. His demeanor was calm, cool, and collected. How have influential figures like him inspired you to start a gym that focuses on the abilities for those with Down syndrome and folks with intellectual disabilities?
Awesome. That's so cool that you've met him. I'm jealous. So I started boxing myself like 4 or 5 years ago, and my good friend John owns a boxing gym, and I was working for the Down Syndrome Association at the time, and he approached me about possibly doing a class for the Down Syndrome Association, and we started it as a trial class just to see how it would go, and people really loved the program, and we saw right away how the individuals took to the class and loved getting in the ring and putting on their own mitts and throwing target mitts. So we just started it from there, and it's really evolved. We have 9 locations throughout the country, but it's been a really cool process, and Faith is in our program right now, so she can probably talk a little bit about it later too, but we've enjoyed having her.
That's great. My other question was, well, according to the CDC, adults with disabilities who get no physical activity are 50% more likely to have certain chronic diseases than those who get the recommended amount of physical activity. What
Mhm.
type of skills do you work on to improve physical fitness and agility to better the health of anyone involved?
Sure. So we work a lot on cardio conditioning, so getting people's heart rates high and elevated for extended periods of time. That's something that a lot of people are not used to. We also do footwork. Boxing is a lot of hand-eye coordination, so we really focus on that. And being able to move quickly and correctly when a punch is thrown at you, being able to slip the punch. But we focus mainly on footwork and agility during boxing, and then with that, there's a lot of cardio conditioning too.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's great. Those are great questions, Adam.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's go ahead because I know you guys have got a lot of questions and I see lots of hands. As always, love the energy, you guys. Let's go ahead and get started tonight. Sierra, let's start with you and then we're going to go to Derek.
When did you first found this program? Like, what made you want to do this program? Like, what made you want to be a executive producer of it?
So like I said, I started boxing myself, and then my friend John and I decided that we wanted to launch it into a more national thing after seeing the success of it here in Delaware. So we just launched it from there, but it's gone well. John, you want to say hi? John just finished teaching one of the classes.
Where am I at? What's up, guys?
Hi, John.
Hey.
Welcome to You Can Do It. Thanks
Well
for
done.
popping in. That was a great question, Sarah. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead to Derek. You've got the Zoom square, and then we will go to Melissa.
It's Lauren. Thanks. First of all, thanks for coming. And my question is, how many people with disabilities do you help out?
So we have 10 locations nationwide, and each program has at least 10 to 15 participants. So I would say over 100. And then we also do a virtual class as well. Here in our Newark program alone, we have close to 50 people. So it's fun. It's classes have gotten a little smaller since COVID started, but we still have had good attendance.
Cool.
Wow,
Good question.
that was a great question. Okay, let's go to Melissa, and then we'll go to Bailey.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi,
I'm Melissa.
nice to meet you.
What ages do you train people to do boxing?
Sure, good question. So we have a kids class for ages 6 to 12, but our most popular program is 14 and older. So like high school and over is our most popular program, but we have a boxer that's 67, so all ages.
Wow, that's great.
Thanks, Melissa.
Okay, Bailey, you have the Zoom square.
Hello. Hello, I'm Bailey. I'm the county rep. So my question is, how can I join the boxing club?
Bailey, where do you live?
St. Mary's County, southeast from DC.
Okay, so we had a gym in DC that was running our program and they unfortunately closed due to COVID. So we're actually looking for a boxing gym in the DC area to launch a program. So if any of you live near a boxing gym that may be interested in doing it, reach out to me and let me know and we'll contact them. But we're looking for a gym in the area to start it so that you guys all have a place to go in person. Because Faith wants a place to box in person, I know. She was going. And then a couple other people that you guys probably know too, like Steve Sabia and Eli, were coming in person too. So we're looking for a new gym. If you guys have any ideas, let me know.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Bailey. All right. Shelby, you've got the Zoom square.
Hey, Shelby from St. Mary's County, and I don't really know why you saw it, but it's on to the box program.
Just my love of boxing and really wanting to bring it to as many people as possible. So just in launching from that. Good question.
Thank you, Shelby. All right. Who else? Oh, we've got Willie next. Willie, you got the Zoom square.
Okay, thank you. So what's up, Lauren? So when you're trying to do like boxing or something, did you ever try to do warm-up exercises before doing boxing?
Doing what kind of exercises was that?
Warm up.
Warm up, yes. So all of our classes involve warm up exercises as part of the initial part of the class. That's the first 15 minutes of all of our programs. So we focus on dynamic warm up exercises. So really getting all of your muscles moving and your full body, not just typical stretches that you would probably know how to do right now. So we concentrate on those. Good question.
That was great, Willie. Very, very important question. Thank you. Does anybody else have a question for Lauren? If you raise your hand nice and high or use your icon.
I can show you guys too. So this is, for those of you that haven't worn boxing gloves before, these are what boxing gloves look like. The paddings and weight is different based on what size you order. And then they have wrist wraps around the side. So that protects your wrist, and you wrap this tight and it protects your wrist from hurting when you box. But this padding prevents your hand from hurting when you throw a punch. So one thing that we really focus on when we're in class is you only throw punches and box in boxing class, not outside of class. We don't want you demonstrating on your parents or anybody in your house what you learned at boxing. And then these target mitts is what the coaches hold, and you hit these target mitts or you can hit the boxing bag. But these are target mitts that like catch punches as they come at you.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, those are really cool, Lauren. Thank you. That's a lot of padding, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And one thing too is like wearing boxing gloves, there's weight to boxing gloves. So it's like having weights in your hands when you have to keep your hands up. So that works on your forearm strength too.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's right, Bailey. Yeah. Who knew? That's great.
Nick and Lauren in the chat,
Yeah.
Melissa was asking, and I think a few other people were, what's the cost for the gym?
Sure. So it really varies based on what area we're in. So like in DC, I believe they were charging, it was close to like $8 for an hour class. And we usually do a 12-week package. So you sign up for 3 months and you come to those 12 classes. And some people do all the season, some people do every other season based on if they have other activities. But that's a pretty average price.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Jason. All right, I would love to take some time. Faith, it would be great to hear your story. You've done this program. And if you and Lauren want to have some dialogue about that, I know all of us would love to hear what it was like.
It's really fun. Coach John and Coach Lauren took the time to help me with having them on the Zoom, not in person, so I could take my time to do the punches. So if I come at you, I could do this, or
Faith, can you maybe so the punches are numbered 1 through 6.
Yeah.
So you have straight punches, you have hooks, you have uppercuts.
Yeah.
So Faith, I'll say numbers 1 through 6. Do you want to show them what the punches look like?
Yes.
Okay, so 1.
Let me get this.
Oh. Okay, get your background figured out so your hands aren't invisible. Okay, so throw 1, 2, 3. 3 is a hook. 4 is another hook on the other side. 5 is an uppercut. And then 6 is an uppercut. So those are like the basics. Awesome job, Faith.
All right. Can we do some you can do it applause for that impromptu class right there? Thank you, Faith. That was great. Does anybody have any other questions for Lauren about Down to Box?
You guys can check out our Facebook page and website too. And then we have some at-home videos on our YouTube channel. So everyone has access to those if you wanted to check them out.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, you know what? I see David Godoy has a question.
Okay.
David, you got the Zoom square.
Nice to meet you, Lauren. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
My question is, I am a co-trainer myself, and I do sitting demonstration boxing. So when talking about the uppercuts, I can still do the motion, but it will be the same motion, but just using the upper side of my body. No movement on the legs.
Okay.
Would that be? Do you happen to know in your gym? Do you also have a sitting down demonstration boxing for sitting down?
Yes. So any of those punches you can throw sitting down. And we have some people that are actually wheelchair bound that participate in the program and do John's classes too at the gym that punch sitting down. That's totally fine. If you look on some of the at-home videos on the YouTube channel, like I mentioned, there's adaptations for that too. So I would check out that YouTube channel. Good question.
That's great. David, thank you. That was wonderful. I think we have William. Do you have a question for Lauren?
And Nick, I don't think we'll go there.
Oh, okay. Okay. We're just going to keep going. Lauren, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Can you, if you've never boxed before, like ever, is it something, so when you come in, when I was watching the video, and I noticed there's a lot of footwork too.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about the footwork? Is it always the same for the different punches? Or it reminded me of like a choreography class.
Yeah. So I think footwork is one of the hardest things when people initially box, because you have to get your stance right in addition to keeping your hands up and knowing the punches. We do a lot of ladder drills within the class. So it's a stationary ladder on the floor that works on people's agility and like quick foot movement. So those drills we do quite often too, but it definitely is something that kind of a learning curve for people when they initially get started.
Yeah, it looked like it. It looked like it was challenging, but really good. And you were talking about that, and it's so great because I know Adam talked about it's the health benefits. You're really bringing up the heart rate in boxing, even if you're just doing a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So we have found that a lot of our participants that are new to the program really are not used to having an elevated heart rate when they're exercising because they've participated in sports programs or other things like that, but not really to the extent of like fully exerting themselves and sweating a lot. So that's something that we try to really focus on is getting individuals used to and comfortable with their heart rate being elevated and understanding that it's okay to have an elevated heart rate. That's part of working out. And just making sure to take rest periods as needed. So that's definitely something that a lot of people struggle with initially, but when you're working out should have an elevated heart rate, at least for part of the time. So that's something that we try to teach within the program too.
That's great. And everyone looked like they were having fun while their heart was getting elevated as well. So
And Nick, do you mind if I Oh, sorry. Nick, do you mind if I ask a question?
No, not at all. Absolutely.
Lauren, so Special Olympics offers, a variety of sports. In Maryland, we offer 24 sports. What are some of the cross-training benefits of boxing for other sports?
Sure. So boxing is not something that's offered by Special Olympics, mainly because in order for them to compete, they would need to be sparring, and sparring is not part of our program officially. So cross-training benefits that we've seen, a lot of our participants do participate in a lot of Special Olympic sports outside of our program. And actually bowling is something that we've noticed really increased coordination and scores in, because they have better hand-eye coordination and you have stronger forearms. So that's one of the comments we've gotten from parents and participants, that Special Olympics bowling scores have increased drastically from the Down to Box program, which is not something that we originally anticipated, but it's an interesting kind of side effect of the program too.
Thank you, Jason. That was a really good question. I noticed that our wonderful co-host Terrell is here, and I know Terrell has a question, Lauren, that he would love to ask you. And then we have time for maybe one more question.
Sounds good.
So, Terrell, you got the Zoom square. Can you
Okay.
unmute? There you go.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to get your name right. So my question is, during in the ring, do you teach people how to move fast in the ring?
Yes, definitely. Footwork movement and moving fast is something that we really concentrate on. We do allow some of our participants to spar the coaches within the program. So that's something that as they advance, they're able to do. But that's definitely a focus.
Okay, one other question is, do you teach people how to protect themselves? Because if they don't protect themselves, they can't win, or they lose.
Yes, definitely. We continuously say, keep your hands up, keep your hands up. That's an important part of boxing and something that's hard to initially learn. But yes, keeping hands up is definitely important.
Thank you, Terrell. And our last question tonight is Joe Wu. Joe, you have the Zoom Square question for Lauren.
Hey, Lauren. I know my friend is official for boxing official, and he told me all the rule. He cannot hit the head. He cannot the body part. Some part he cannot hit nobody because that is a foul.
So from what I understood from your question, I think you were asking about like having people understand when it's appropriate to hit or not. Is that what you got, Nick?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that right, Joe? About when it's actually appropriate?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So a lot of our participants' parents have been hesitant to sign them up initially because they do hit at inappropriate times or sometimes aggressive. And we've actually seen that them being involved in our program has decreased that aggression and taught them when it is appropriate to hit and not. So it has been good for them to kind of have an outlet at an appropriate time when that is okay. So that's what we've seen within our program specifically that has actually been helpful for individuals that have issues with that.
That's a really thoughtful question. Thank you, Joe. So Terrell, can you start to bring us on home?
Let's see. Okay. We will be here. We will be here every week. We will be here every week. So be here on Zoom. We will be here on Zoom. Be here or be square.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys, for having me. Have a great night.
Thank you, Lauren. And I think Adam wants to say one last thing.
Okay.
And remember, everyone, bring your questions and remember, stay positive.
And Lauren, thank you for taking time out. I know you're at the gym. It's a busy day for you. You have a lot of things on your plate. So we really appreciate you spending time with us.
No problem.
And remember, you can catch our show every Friday at 4:30 on Channel 21 in Montgomery County. And until next time, remember, you can do it.
You can do it!
Be well, be safe, and check out Down to Box, www.downtobox.org. Thanks, everybody. Good night. Thank you,
Thanks,
Lauren.
guys. See ya.
Have a
Thanks,
good night.
everyone.
Bye.